Hey there, everybody. Welcome back to the Planes, Trains, and Comic Books channel. My name's Matt, and today we're going to review Barnstormers #1. But before we get into that, if you guys wouldn't mind liking, sharing, subscribing, commenting, it really helps me out and lets me know what you guys want to see more of. So, with that being said, let's get straight into it. All right, we got the cover here for Barnstormers #1. It is a Comixology original, and it is by Scott Snyder and Tula Lotay. And we get a brief synopsis of what barnstorming is on the first page here. Basically, it was just a form of entertainment in the 20s where pilots from World War I who had come home would fly around and try to get an audience to watch them do stunts and stuff, and hopefully get paid for it. And we start off with our main character named Hawk, and he's flying to North Carolina trying to find this place where he was told there's going to be people waiting for him to do his show. And he thinks he's in the wrong spot, so he starts to lose hope, but then he sees the crowds waiting for him, and everything seems to be going great. But over these scenes of happy crowds, we get some dialogue that tells us that he has been arrested for murder, and he is being questioned by the police. Then we cut to some time before that murder took place and before the questioning, and we're seeing him use a trick he learned from the guy that taught him how to fly, where you would become friends or pay one of the phone operators of the time to call ahead to the next city that you were going to land at. And it was basically cheap publicity so that when he would arrive at a new town, hopefully there was some buzz around the town and there were crowds waiting for him. So when he gets to the next town, Hawk sees a crowd and he thinks that must be for him. So he lands, but unfortunately his wheel snags and he ends up crashing through all these tables and a bunch of people. No one gets killed, but there was definitely some close calls. And as he gets out of the plane, he's approached by a man, and the man tells him that this is not a gathering for him. This is their wedding, and he has landed in the middle of it and ruined it. So the groom and his friends actually beat Hawk up, and once he's passed out, they handcuff him in the parking garage for all their cars to wait for the police to get there. And luckily, when Hawk wakes up, it turns out they didn't lock the handcuffs correctly, so he is able to get out, and he immediately runs to his plane. And when he gets there, the bride from the wedding is there. And that's where we're going to stop it. I don't want to spoil anything else. I'm a big fan of the time period of this comic. Other comics like The Rocketeer are some of my favorites. This early flight era is a really fun time to read about. It definitely did not go where I thought it was going to go. This issue sets up a lot of different plot threads, which I really liked, because at first I thought it was kind of going to be by the numbers, and then Scott Snyder threw in the murder twist, but then the writer introduces a couple more elements that are very interesting that really make this story unique, and it seems like he's setting us up for a really fun adventure. I thought the art was really good. It fit the story and the time period. It was very cinematic. There's lots of wide panels and stuff, and this is funny to say, but one thing I like the most about the art is how dusty everything was. The artist really captured the air movements and the amount of particles and stuff in the air when a plane's going to take off or when the wind's blowing that fast, which is a really good thing in a book about a plane. You want to make sure you can capture the excitement and energy of the flight. And I thought this artist did a really good job with that. So I'm going to give this book a 3.5 out of 5. I thought it was a really good, solid start to a series. It's definitely interesting and makes you want to read what's going to happen next. So if you saw anything you like, definitely go pick that up at your local comic book store.
Hey everybody, Future Matt here. I forgot to mention in the video, but this is a Comixology original, so it is not available in comic book stores yet, but it will be. But right now, it is only available digitally on Amazon.
And we will see y'all in the next one.